All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Welcome to the 2023 North Atlantic Fish and Workboat Show and the first induction ceremony for the Atlantic Canada Marine Industries Hall of Fame to take place in Newfoundland and Labrador since 2019, I believe. We couldn't do it 2 years ago because of that C word. We won't even talk about that today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kerry Han. I'm the managing editor of Navigator Publishing. For those of you that do know me, I'm still Kerry Han, managing editor of Navigator Publishing. I always wanted to use that joke because it didn't work. I guess we won't use it again. Today we'll be inducting 3 new and very deserving Newfoundland and Labrador members into the Atlantic Canada Marine Industries Hall of Fame. The 3 individuals here today were nominated by their peers and are very worthy inductees, if I do say so myself, who have made major impacts in the marine industries field in Newfoundland and Labrador. Before we get into the formal part of the ceremony, just a little bit of a background on the Hall of Fame. The Atlantic Canada Marine Industries Hall of Fame was developed way back in 2008 by the Navigator magazine in partnership with Master Promotions Limited, who put off this great show you see here today. For more than a decade, the Hall has been paying tribute to those who have made or are making valuable contributions in any marine industry in Atlantic Canada. Now the categories. The Mariner category recognizes individuals who have made a significant contribution at sea in any marine field. This could be anyone from a captain to a crew member, or anything from fishing boats, cargo ships, oil tankers, Coast Guard, and everything else in between. The Processor category recognizes individuals involved in the business of processing, developing marine products from fish and seafood, including everyone from frontline workers right up to company owners. And finally, the Builder category recognizes those individuals who have made significant contributions to any of Atlantic Canada's marine industries without having necessarily directly participated in, limited but not limited to, industry advocates, organizers, service providers, marine builders, business people, and happy to say that our inductee today under the Builder category is an actual builder, so that works well. But before we get to the actual ceremony, I'd like to welcome to the stage the Honourable Elvis Lovelace, Newfoundland and Labrador Minister of Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture. Elvis Lovelace originates from Seal Cove, Fortune Bay, is married to Marcia Newport Lovelace, and have 2 children, Caitlin and Ryan. He was first elected to the House of Assembly for the beautiful, that's what he said, beautiful, District of Fortune Bay, Cape Lahoon in 2019. Minister Lovelace takes great pride in representing his constituents, and that will always be his top priority. He began his journey in the political field in 1996, and since that time, he worked as executive assistant and policy advisor to 3 former Newfoundland and Labrador premiers, and also worked with various cabinet ministers. In August 2020, he was appointed to cabinet as Minister of Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture. In April 2021, he was appointed as Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure and Minister responsible for the Public Procurement Act. In June 2023, Minister Lovelace was reappointed as Minister of Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture and Crown Lands. He is also the Government Caucus Whip, and with other duties such as Cabinet Committee, Member of Economic Policy, and Chair of the Fisheries Committee. Minister Lovelace is very passionate about his job as MHA and pledges to work hard to make Newfoundland and Labrador a better place to live, love, and raise our families. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Minister
Lovelace. To say that, by the way. But thank you, Kerry. And well, as Minister of Fisheries, I'm not just Minister of Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture and Crown Lands, by the way. I shouldn't have said that, I suppose, but it's all good. It's all good. And this week has been a great week because we started the week announcing over $20 million through the Atlantic Fisheries Fund, and as we see here, this is the Atlantic Canada award ceremony, which is key, I believe, in us moving forward in the industry from an Atlantic perspective. Talking with the Minister responsible for Fisheries for Nova Scotia, working together we can accomplish more. And plus, I visited the Fisheries Summit, spoke to them a couple of nights ago, and all things fish, and here I am this morning. So it's been a good week for the fishery, and we also heard back from the panel, and we've got thumbs up from ASP and the FFAW, which is a good start to ensure that 2024 is not a repeat of 2023, but we know we all got to come together in order to make that happen. So, it's certainly a pleasure to be here today among representatives of our province's fishing and marine sectors to get a first-hand look at some of the latest technology and innovative equipment available to support these industries, which are of vital importance to the residents of Newfoundland and Labrador. This popular event is one of Canada's largest commercial marine showcases and is eagerly anticipated by many individuals and companies throughout the province whose livelihood is tied to our ocean industries. This event also serves as the perfect occasion to host the 2023 Atlantic Canada Marine Industry Hall of Fame Awards induction ceremony to highlight and celebrate the achievements of this year's deserving recipients, Derek Jackson, Martin Sullivan, and the late Tom Best. As a result of their dedication, passion, expertise, and commitment, this year's inductees have been driving forces beyond the growth and sustainability of our maritime heritage. The achievements of each recipient have not only set an inspiring example for those who follow in their footsteps, but will also leave a meaningful legacy throughout many communities in our province, particularly those with a connection to the fishing sector. The people of Newfoundland and Labrador are truly fortunate to have benefited from the accomplishment of such extraordinary individuals over the years. This induction into the Atlantic Canada Marine Industry Hall of Fame is well deserved, and I am confident we will continue as a province to reap the benefits of your work for many years to come. On behalf of the Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador and the residents of Newfoundland and Labrador, please accept my congratulations and thank you for helping to shape a brighter future for our marine industries in Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I'm going to ask him to stay on the stage now to help present the awards. And the first award category is the Builder category, and this year's winner is the Pride of Waitway, Trinity Bay, Derek Jackson. And before I read Derek's bio, I'd like to point out that Derek's father, Fred, was also inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2016, I believe. And I think that is the actual first father-son duo that we had inducted, so I think that's worth a round of applause. Newfoundland and Labrador is well known for its fishery, and a critical component of making this iconic industry thrive is the role of the boat builder. In the Trinity Bay community of Whiteway, that title belongs to Derek Jackson. At a young age, Derek took on whatever challenge that was put to him, which led him to a successful career as a boat builder. Born in 1965 and the youngest of 5 children, Derek has spent his entire life in Whiteway, marrying Jean, his high school sweetheart 39 years ago, and raising their 2 daughters, Samantha and Jessica, which has been the biggest accomplishment of his life. However, his greatest blessings are his grandkids, 4 growing grandsons and beautiful twin granddaughters. Derek loves his cabin life, hunting, catching whatever fish can be caught on a rod and reel. And while Derek started his career under the shadows of his father, Fred, he was succeeded in making his father proud and keeping the family business, allowing it to thrive to this day. The shipyard sheds, as everyone who's been in Whiteway has seen, also called the garden by his family, have become Derek's second home, where he spends countless days, evenings, and hours of dedicated work. After his father's retirement, Derek took on the shipyard with determination and pride, building boats of many different sizes and designs. He prides himself in taking on new challenges in the building industry and learning the latest techniques for the best outcome for his customers, which he has many across the province. His facility specializes in fiberglass pond boats, speed boats, and especially vessels ranging from 28 to 65 feet. Jackson's shipyard is known for taking pride in each detail, and Derek takes great honor in having the shipyard's logo on many vessels around the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate Derek Jackson. Very good.
All right. I'm not a talker like this fella, but it's a great honor. And you don't get here by yourself. There's a team that gets you here. Thank you.
He warned me it would be a speech of few words. He didn't disappoint. The second category today is the processor category, and this year's winner is known to many of us here in the industry, Mr. Martin Sullivan. Martin grew up in a fishing village, in a fishing family in Calvert, a small town of 500 people, 50 kilometers south of St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. He graduated from Moore University of Newfoundland with a Bachelor of Commerce degree honors in 1985 and an MBA in 1989. He is currently Chief Executive Officer of Ocean Choice International, based in St. John's, and is the owner of the company along with his brother Blaine, who's here today as well. A leader in the Canadian fishing industry, Ocean Choice is vertically integrated from ocean to plate. The company sustainably produces and markets a full range of seafood, employing 1,700 people from 300 communities in Newfoundland and Labrador, and with sales offices around the world. Ocean Choice delivers quality seafood to global markets. Martin has been actively involved in promoting Canada's seafood industry and is a member of many international, national, and regional industry organizations. He is a past director of the Bank of Canada, the past chairman of the Fisheries Council of Canada, the National Umbrella Industry Association, and a founding director of the Association of Seafood Producers in Newfoundland and Labrador. He is an industry advisor to the Department of Fisheries and Oceans regarding the Northwest Atlantic Fisheries Organization, or NAFO as everyone knows, and an active member on several other industry organizations, including the Association of Seafood Producers in Newfoundland and Labrador, Atlantic Groundfish Council, and the Canadian Association of Prawn Producers, as well as many more. Giving back to the community is important to Martin and is something that he's instilled within the company and its employees. As an example, Martin served on the Janeway Children's Hospital Foundation Board for 12 years and was the chair for the last 6 years. Ocean Choice also supports various charities, including Kids Eat Smart, The Gathering Place, and the Janeway Children's Hospital, to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Mr. Martin Sullivan.
I do have a short speech, but not quite as short as Derek's. Well, first of all, it's an honor to be here this afternoon alongside this year's Atlantic Canada Marine Industry Hall of Fame inductees. And I said to someone earlier, it may be a recognition that you're getting a bit old, but thank you, Kerry, for the introduction, and Honourable Minister Lovelace for taking time to be here to celebrate Newfoundland and Labrador's oldest industry. I would also like to recognise my wife Catherine and stepdaughter Caitlin, who are here today. And I would also like to thank my brother Blaine, who's also the co-owner of Ocean Choice, and several members of Ocean Choice team that's here today. Thanks for coming to this event. It is an honour to receive this year's induction into the Atlantic Canada Marine Industry Hall of Fame in the category of processing, an area of the industry that I've been involved in, I can't believe it, but for 40 years now. Over that time, I've dedicated my entire career to the fishing industry and helping to build a sustainable fishery for Newfoundland and Labrador. I grew up in a fishing family in the community of Calvert, where my father was an inshore fisherman for 60 years. 2 brothers were inshore fishermen, and 2 others owned a fish plant in our community. For quite a while, all 8 boys were involved in the industry, and the 4 sisters and our mother had to put up with us talking about the fishery all the time. But I've always believed in the future of the fishery and the significant value it brings to the communities and people of Newfoundland and Labrador. And I continue to believe that will remain to be a huge part of our future. You know, when myself and Blaine started Ocean Choice over 23 years ago, it was driven by this vision and belief. And today, that's still what drives our business. In looking back at the 50+ individuals who have been inducted into the Hall of Fame over the years, it highlights the fact that there's so many inspiring leaders in the fishery. Individuals who have dedicated their careers, their lives, really, to making the fishery in Newfoundland and Labrador and throughout Atlantic Canada the best that it can be. And this year's inductees are no different. I want to send out congratulations to Derek Jackson of Jackson Shipyard Limited in Wayway, whose cousin Lisa works with us, by the way, and Tom Best, a very well-known inshore harvester from Petty Harbour, who has been honoured posthumously. Another fellow from the Southern Shore, you know. So it's truly an honour to be recognised along both of these gentlemen. Finally, I would like to thank Ocean Choice's 1,700 employees from across the province and around the world for their unwavering commitment to Ocean Choice and to the seafood industry. The recognition today is really for our company, and it's because these are the people who have made the company successful and this recognition possible. And for this, I want to thank each and every one of them. Congratulations to all the nominees and the other inductees, and thank you again.
Thank you, Martin. And the final category today is the Mariner category, and sadly this honor is being awarded posthumously. This year's winner is Tom Best. The late Tom Best was a fiercely proud inshore fish harvester who dedicated his life's work to advocating for sustainable fisheries and coastal Newfoundland and Labrador communities. His career in the fishery began as an inshore cod fisherman fishing with his brothers. Tom was the founding president of the Petty Harbour Fishermen's Cooperative, serving as president of the board for more than 30 years. He chaired the Petty Harbour's Fishermen's Committee for many years and served on multiple local and national committees related to the fishing industry. In fact, you know, Tom and Petty Harbour, I think, were synonymous if you spoke with anyone who knew anything about the fishing industry and Petty Harbour. He was privileged to support others around the globe in their quest for sustainable fisheries and cooperative development. In 2012, for his efforts, he was awarded the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. Tom passionately believed that if people worked together to ensure a sustainable resource, all stakeholders would benefit. In the 1980s, he was instrumental in bringing together plant owners and fish harvesters to draw attention to the decline of the northern cod stocks. Throughout the cod moratorium, Tom and the board of directors of the Petty Harbour Cooperative continued to advocate for those affected through training and education, community development, and new fishery developments. The Petty Harbour Co-op welcomed groups from around the world interested in hearing the story of how, against many odds, the small Petty Harbour Co-op thrived. Tom was only too happy to share that story. Every conversation with people he met started with, quote, "I'm an inshore fisherman from Petty Harbour." It was his identity and his life's work, a proud legacy for the community and the fishing industry. Accepting Tom's award today will be his wife Lynn and brother Reg.
On behalf of our family, I wish to extend our sincere thank you to the organizers of this gathering and the individuals who nominated Tom for this honor. This is bittersweet for us. I know if Tom were here, he would be both proud and humbled to be recognized by the industry he loved and to which he committed countless hours. He would also reflect with gratitude on those who supported and worked with him. His 5 daughters, 4 of whom are here today and 1 with us in spirit, I know. His family, who are joining us today as well. The fishing community in Petty Harbour. The multiple stakeholders, locally, nationally, and globally. Importantly, I think he would draw particular attention to his brother Reg, who was by his side in the boat, in the twine stores, in the boardrooms, in the airplanes, everywhere. So thank you, Reg. This is also for you. We are immensely proud of his contributions and his vision for this industry. Thank you very much again for this honor and for remembering him.
If Martin and Derek could join us on the stage, just going to have the unveiling of the permanent display that will travel around Atlantic Canada for the Hall of Fame.